it's live like this one. Okay, so we've got 6 p.m. in the UK. We've got 7 p.m. here in the Czech Republic. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Merta. I work for ESSENS as International Affairs Manager, which means that I'm responsible for organization of big events, opening new countries, and the sales in general. Welcome to this webinar, which is going to be focused on the marketing plan ESSENS. I'll try to explain you the biggest benefits and advantages, and yeah, I'll walk you through the whole marketing plan. I'll try to explain all of the 4 different plans, and if you'll have any questions, you can write them in the chat. It's better to write them at the end, so we can spend the last, let's say, 5-10 minutes with my replies to your questions. Okay, so let's start. The ESSENS marketing plan is composed of 4 different plans. So in total, we pay out 37% of the turnover of the company back among the distributors in form of the commissions. So there are 4 different plans. Every new member has to go through the first plan first, and then he can get to the second, third, and the fourth. So you can see that in the first plan, there are 28% out of the 37, which means that the majority of these commissions are paid in the first plan. So this is a first big advantage that I see in our marketing plan, because it shows that the biggest mass of the commissions are already paid at the beginning. So it means that the reason is that we want that as many people as possible can reach a decent level of commission. We don't want that the commission are only for the top leaders, for only few chosen people, but that everyone can really feel the difference in their lives with ESSENS. On the other hand, it doesn't say that if you grow big and you become a leader, that you would be paid low in ESSENS. I'll show you a few examples, and you'll see that the commissions are very good even for the big leaders. So, in order that you can receive your commission, that it's not only calculated, but that it's paid to your e-wallet, you must have at least 20 personal points in the particular month. This is second big advantage that I see, because in order to make this to fulfill this condition, 20 personal points are, let's say, 2 perfumes in 1 month, so nothing difficult for anyone to make it. I don't want to speak in a bad way about other companies. That would not be nice from me, but if I check how other companies in our industry or in our business work, very often this limit is much higher. It can be hundreds of points, and this is the way how we didn't want to have it in our company. In order that you get your commissions from the second, third, and the fourth plan, you must have at least 100 personal points. But as I already said at the beginning, the second, third, and fourth plan is for members who reach higher commissions, so it's not a problem for them to place such order. Very often I see members who place orders in hundreds or even thousands of points. So yes, this is the basic information and the basic start. So ESSENS marketing plan is based on points. It means that to every product, we attribute a certain amount of points. You don't have to remember how much each product contains or contains points, but you should definitely know that the perfume is for 11 points. Then the more expensive the product is, the higher number of points is given. I can I can see in the chat that some people are saying that they can't hear me well. Can the others confirm me if really everyone has this problem with the connection, or is it just few people who have this issue? Okay, perfect. Thanks, Christopher. So the ESSENS marketing plan is simple, it's balanced, and it's fair. We have something which we can call a golden rule. It means that what it says is that the width brings money and the depth gives the stability. What it means is it's basically the way how you're gonna build up your team, how you're gonna register new members into your team. Doing or like working to the width means that you are creating new lines. So you put when there is a new registration, you are the sponsor of this new person, which creates a new line for you, and you should really try to have as many lines as possible, as many active lines as possible. So all your personal contacts should go into your first line. It means that when they are registering and they have to put the sponsor number, you should be the sponsor. Then don't put your own contacts to some of your members in order to try to maybe motivate them, or there can be different reasons why would you like to do it, but really don't do it. Always your personal contacts should go into your first line, and this way you'll build a big and solid width. Now I would like to show you two examples. The first one is someone who doesn't have a good width, and the other one has already a nice width. And I'll show you which impact does it have on the commissions. So in the first case, we've got someone who has the group turnover or the group points are at 8,600. So now we can also make a difference between personal points or the personal turnover and the group points or group turnover. Personal points is the number of points that you have in the particular month for the orders that you do yourself, either to consume the products or to sell them. And the group points is all the points that are generated within your team together with your personal points. So this person, he has or she has 8,600 points and around 600 members in his or her team. And her commission is just 287 euros or pounds. And the reason is that massive majority of her turnover is in one line. It means that there is no width. This graphic that every distributor can see in his tree. In this graphic, we can see that almost 80% of this turnover of this 8,600 points are under one person, and then lower in the tree. And this person has only 4 other lines which are not very strong. This is the reason why the commission is so low, because if we compare it to the other case, we see that in the other case, this person has lower group turnover, a little bit more than 7,000 points. Also, the number of team members is lower, around 200, but the commission is much higher, almost 1,200 euros or pounds. The reason is that in this case, this person has much bigger width, and each of these portions in the cake represents one active line that is registered under this person. This is an example of someone who has also a very good width. Here we can see that the pie chart is also very colorful, that the group points are at 15,000 points, and all these lines which are registered under this person, all these people who we see here, these are the people that he sponsored himself. And we can see that in each of these lines there is a certain activity. So there is There are group points at least 100, then 400, 600, etc. So there is a certain group turnover that it's done, and for this reason, this person has a very nice already a very nice commission of 3,500 euros or quid. With a turnover just 15,000 points. So this is someone who just hit the maximum in the first marketing plan and is just awaiting to hit the new positions in the second, third, and the fourth plan. So to sum it up, in the marketing plan, we have 4 different plans. Everyone has to go through the first one, and then he can also qualify in the second, third, and the fourth. So right now, I'd like to show you the first plan. In the first plan, we've got positions from 3% up to 28%. So in order that you qualify for the first and for the lowest position in the first plan, your group turnover should be at least 100 points, between 100 points up to 400 points. So to make 100 points group turnover, it's not very difficult. You can do it even without registering any members, because if you place your order above 100 points and all your personal points are part of the group points, you are already participating on in the first plan in the commissions. So you already start to receive, we can call it like a cashback on your own purchase. And as with anything in life or even in essence here in this business, you should define the goals that you want to reach. And I think that the best goal that you should set up for yourself, if you start with ESSENS and you want to, and you are interested in making money and to have other different benefits, it's to get to 17%. To get to 17% is not very difficult. You must have only 4,000 points of group turnover. If we would calculate these points only in perfumes, because I know that perfumes are very popular in the UK, it's somewhere around 350 perfumes that should be, let's say, traded in your team. So it doesn't even need you don't need a huge team in order to get to this level. It can be just maybe a few dozen people, and you're already at this position, which starts to bring other new benefits. So the first one of them is the car program. I know that right now we still don't have the car program, but I really promise you that we are working on it. Even today, I was speaking with the representatives from the BMW and from the Peugeot. We are doing everything we can so we can give you good news at the kickoff in Prague in January. And the second big advantage at this position is that you can participate in our holidays that we call ESSENS Turkey, because right now we've got the qualification for Turkey 2020. There is we will inform you very soon, probably by the end of this week or during the next week, about more specific details regarding this trip next year. We'll tell you where it's going to be exactly, in which hotel, which dates. So yeah, stay tuned for more information regarding the trip next year. Here is a picture of few of the drivers that already have their car, and I'm really looking forward for launching this car program also in the UK, because I know that there are dozens of people who will receive the car immediately. And now I'd like to show you a short video from Turkey from last year. What is really great about this about this trip, is that we'll take you to Antalya, to one of the 5-star hotels in the region. Every year we chose a different hotel. Everything is paid. So the stay in the hotel is paid. by the company for you. The same with the flight tickets. So you can choose from, let's say, 30 30 airports around the world. There's going to be maybe 5 or 6 from the UK, from where you can fly. And we spent 1 week in Antalya in the hotel. You can really relax. You can meet with other people who reach the same positions, who have a similar story like you. You can exchange with them your experience, knowledge, and it can be a big push forward for you with your business, in essence. And we end this trip in Istanbul, where we'll show you the production of our amazing perfumes. You'll see how the essential oils are made, and you can also participate at a workshop that is where you can try to mix your own perfume. I know that a few of you have been there with us last year, and I think that you all really enjoyed it. So now I'd like to play you this video, so please take a look and yeah, enjoy it. Yes, so the qualification for Turkey is on right now. So take a look what you have to reach in order to go to this amazing trip with us. Last year we have been I think 250 people from more than 10 countries. So it's already a very nice trip, and I'm sure that you're gonna remember it for the rest of your life. So now I'd like to show you an example of how maybe a structure of someone who reaches 17% can look like, and how his, or in this case, her commission is calculated. So let's call this girl, I don't know, Monica. Okay, so Monica, she's got 4 lines, 4 different lines. The first line is represented by Anna, who has 2,400 points of group turnover, which means that she has reached the position of 12%. The second strongest line is Boris with 1,200 points, which means that he qualified for 9% position. Then we've got Carlo with 400 points and Daria with 100 points. If we make a sum of all these group turnovers, plus Monica's 100 personal points, we get to 4,200 points, which is more than 4,000 points, which means that she's at 17%. And now, if we want to calculate her commission, how much is she actually earning? It's very simple. You have to take a look on her position, 17%, then on Anna's position, which is 12%, and you make the difference. So 17 minus 12 is 5, and then you multiply this 5 by the group turnover of Anna. So 5% multiplied by 2,400 is 120. So 120 euro, or in your case 120 quid, is the commission of Monica for Anna's turnover. then we can do the same with Boris. So if we want to know how much is the commission of Monica for the turnover that Boris and his team did, it's easy. We take the position of Monica, 17%. We deduct the 9% of Boris, so 8%, and the 8% we multiply by his group turnover of 1,200 points, which gives us 96 euro, in your case, 96 pounds. So this is the commission of Monica for Boris turnover. Then the calculation is the same for Carlo and for Daria. So if we then make a sum of all these commissions, we get to 291 euros, 291 quid. We also can't forget the commission that Monica gets for her own personal turnover, because she's at 17% and she placed an order or several orders for 100 points in the particular month. She'll get back 17 quid. So this is also interesting, because the higher your position's gonna be, the bigger, let's call it a cashback, you'll get on your personal turnover. So if you have maybe people who say that I'm not interested in building a team, I just want to consume the products because I like them, this is a way how you can motivate them, to explain them that if they're gonna just try a little bit and they're gonna create a little team, it will give them it will put them higher in the first marketing plan, and this way they'll get a bigger cashback on their own purchases, on their own orders. So don't forget that this is just an example. Don't do only 4 lines. As I said at the beginning, the golden rule that you should focus on the width and not immediately on the stability. This is just an example, so really don't think that in order to build 17%, I should have just 4 lines and that's it. It's not true. You should have as many as you can, actually, and you will really see it on your commission. So if we would have here a different example where the 4,000 points would be distributed in maybe 8 different lines, we would see how the commission would significantly rise. So let's say that you have reached this first goal, the 17%. Congratulations. Now the second goal that you should set up for yourself is the 25%. Why 25%? The reason is that the advantages that you're gonna get from the company will upgrade. So it means that you'll get a better car and BMW 3 Series in Sport Packet M Sport. And you'll also get a trip to anniversary, which is an annual company event organized always in October. Will take you to one of the most beautiful cities around the world. We have just returned last month from Barcelona. Year before we have been to St. Petersburg. The year before we have been, I think, to Venice in Italy. And yeah, the next year we're gonna go to London. So I know that most of you, or all of you, have probably been in London already, but I can promise you that this way, how you're gonna discover and experience London, you've never done this before, because we'll take you to one of the most luxurious hotel in London, and you will have an amazing program throughout the whole weekend. So here is an example of few of the drivers that already have their BMWs. I can promise you we are working on it, and till January we will have a very positive reply for a lot of you regarding this car program. And now I'd like to show you a video from the event last month from Barcelona. Maybe just imagine yourself how it could have, what is the energy at such event. Yes. So in order to sum it up, the first marketing plan has positions from 3% up to 28%. The two key positions are 17% and 25%. So really focus on these two. And yes, this was the second plan. Here is Mr. Kovac saying you hi. So yes, we are working late till the evenings. Tak, píšete hello.
Taky radí.
50.
Jo.
Jo? Tak, OK.
Velká Británie.
Jo. Tak. So let's take a look on the second plan. So here we've got completely new positions. We've got here new positions: Gold Manager, Platinum International Manager, and Platinum Executive Manager. So what you have to do in order to get to Gold Manager. So here it's already important how you build up your team. What is your structure? So in order to reach this position, you must have at least 3 lines who will reach 17%, who will have more than 4,000 points of group turnover. If you make this condition of 3 lines of 4,000 points, you become a gold manager, and every gold manager receives a certain share out of 2% from the whole turnover of the whole company in that particular month. So let's make an example that the turnover of the company is 3 million points, and the 2% out of it is 60,000 euro. We take the 60,000 euro and we give it each month to all the gold managers, but we don't give each gold manager the same portion. It depends what your coefficient is. So if you have just 3 lines of 4,000 points, your coefficient is at 1. But if you are successful and you have a good width and you make a 4th line of 4,000 points, your group turnover will rise by a half point to 1.5, which means that your bonus will be 50% higher. So for each line like this, you get additional, you get higher coefficient, which means that you get a bigger portion from the whole pot. And because there are 2, let's say, variables, two things that are changing every month: the total turnover and also the total number or amount of coefficients. This amount for the bonus for the gold managers may change or will change every month, but we can say that in average it's going to be always somewhere 600 euros. So if you have 4 lines and your coefficient is 1.5, your bonus is going to be 1.5 times higher, meaning that it's going to be somewhere around 900 euros or 900 quid. Which, don't think that this is the only commission that you get, because you still get your commission from the first plan. So it's an additional stream of income, and you will see that this repeats very often in the ESSENS marketing plan, that you'll get a certain commission from the first plan, then for being gold manager, and then for reaching the higher positions too, and you still maintain the previous bonuses that you have created along the way. So we can say that the average monthly commission for the gold manager is somewhere around 4,200 quid. It really depends. It depends how you build up your structure, what is your width. This has a significant impact on it, because you can have a gold manager who doesn't have a good width, and his commission is going to be around 2,000 quid. Then you have a gold manager who has a very good width, and then he's going to have maybe 8,000 quid commission or pounds. So really focus on the width and have as many lines active as possible. So this was gold manager, and then the second position in the second marketing plan is platinum manager. And it's simple, it's still the same thing, which means that now you don't need to have for 3 lines of 4,000 points, but 3 lines of 10,000 points. So if you make 3 lines of 10,000 points, you become platinum manager with coefficient 1. If you're successful in building the width and you have a 4th line, your coefficient is going to grow by half point to 1.5 points, etc. This is uncapped. Like, you can have as many lines active as possible, 10, 20, it's really up to you. And of course, it's not easy and it's not quick to have so many lines immediately. But you know, it's a gradual process which is gonna have a long effect for your in your future. So here we don't give 2%, but only 1% to all platinum managers, which means that we are giving only 30,000 euro among the all platinum managers, but because it's obviously it's more difficult to reach it than to reach the gold manager, the bonus is finally higher, around 800 pounds. And so if you have the coefficient 1, you'll get this bonus, but you still will get your bonus for being the gold manager and also the commission from the first plan. So now you got already 3 streams of income: the first marketing plan, the bonus for being a gold manager, and then a bonus for being a platinum manager. So the average commission is gonna grow. It's gonna be somewhere around 6,000 pounds. And yes, this is the second position in the second marketing plan, called Platinum Manager. The next one is called Platinum International Manager. So here the points don't really change. It's still 10,000 points, but now the difference is that these 10,000 points must be done abroad. It can't be in the UK. It must be at least in Ireland, or it can be in any other country in the world. It just can't be in the UK. So you've got this big advantage of speaking English, which is spoken by so many people. So it's not for you that difficult as for other people who are maybe living in Italy, in Spain, in Russia. Very often they are limited by their language, and it's hard for them to build teams abroad. In my opinion, for you, you have this advantage. So also be looking behind the borders. Think about people who could join your team and are not living in the UK, because if you're successful and you make them reach to 10,000 points, it can have a massive impact for you. Because if you become Platinum International Manager, the bonus is somewhere around 10,000 pounds every month in this moment. Because we are still a young company. We still didn't make the full potential of what the marketing plan offers to everyone. We have around 3 people maybe who reach this position every month. So we take 30,000 pounds and we distribute it among 3 people in the whole world. So yes, this bonus is very high, and it can make your average commission somewhere around 16,000 pounds. The last position in the second plan is Platinum Executive Manager. So here it's similar to the first 2 ones. It's not really important where you build up your team, if it's in the UK or if it's abroad. You just must have 3 lines of 50,000 points. If you have 3 lines like this, you become Platinum Executive Manager with coefficient 1, and you participate also in the pot of 1% from the global turnover of the company in that particular month. So there is a higher number of Platinum Executives than the Platinum International Managers. So the bonus is a little bit lower, but still very good, which means that your average commission is going to be somewhere around 15,000 pounds. So yes, this is the second plan. We've got positions: Gold Manager, Platinum International, and Platinum Executive Manager. Now let's take a look on the third marketing plan. The third marketing plan is paid annually, and it's basically an additional bonus to your monthly commissions. It's always paid in January with your commissions from December. So actually, this is a big advantage that I also see in Essence, that very often in other companies I've seen that in order to have an annual bonus, you must reach something that you didn't have to reach on other positions so far. But here in Essence, you just must repeat or retain the status of golden manager or platinum manager, any position from the second marketing plan at least 9 times in one calendar year. So if you make at least 9 times in 1 year the position of gold manager, you become double gold manager and you participate at 1% of the turnover of the whole company, but from the whole year, not just from 1 month, but from the whole year. And if you become double gold manager, you'll have the coefficient 1 in this plan, in this third plan. If you become platinum manager at least 9 times, you'll become double platinum manager, and your coefficient is going to be 2. The same for double platinum international manager. Your coefficient is going to be also 2, and for the double platinum executive, the coefficient is 3. So because the annual turnover is changing every year. We grow every year by 50% so far for the last maybe 4 years, and because the number of the awardees in the third plan is changing every year. This bonus changes slightly, because if we take a statistic look on the bonuses from the last years, it's always somewhere around 5,000 euro or 5,000 pounds for double gold managers. For the double platinum managers, it's around 10,000 pounds, and for the double platinum executive, it's around 15,000 pounds. So I think this is a beautiful annual bonus additional to your commissions. So yes, very often these commissions in January, it's like second Christmas for a lot of people. So now let's take a look on the last plan, on the last fourth plan of all the plans that Essence has right now. So if we take a look back on the first plan, we said that the commission that it's calculated, it's always the difference between the position that you're gonna reach and the position that your leg is going to reach. But if you reach maximum in the first marketing plan and you become at 28% the silver manager, because if you make 15,000 points or if you make 1 million points in the first marketing plan, you're at the maximum, so you're gonna be silver manager, which means that if you've got someone who is under you and your line also gets to the maximum, there's gonna be no difference between you, which means that you won't get any commission from this line from the first marketing plan, which would not be really very rewarding, since you've made all this effort in order to make this line to reach this position. So this is why the fourth plan is in place. And what it does is that if you're a gold manager or higher, you'll get 2% from this line, from this leg. So let's say that you've got a silver manager, silver line under you, who's gonna make just 15,000 points. You'll get 2% out of it, so which is 300 quid or 300 euros. And let's say if this line is going to continue to grow, and it's going to reach maybe 30,000 points, it's going to be still percent from this turnover, so it's going to be around 600 pounds. But what we can expect that if this line is going to continue to grow, there's going to be other people who's gonna reach the high positions in the second plan, like gold manager, platinum manager, etc. So if a gold manager with 12,000 points appears in the structure of these 30,000 points, the calculation is gonna change slightly. It means that now you won't get 2% from this line, but you'll get 3% down to the gold manager, which means that we'll take 3% out of the difference, and it's gonna be 540 pounds. And from the turnover of the gold manager, you'll get 1%. So, for example, in this case, the commission has grown because it always depends where the person who reaches the next position, like gold manager or platinum, where is he placed inside this line. In case there is another gold manager or higher inside this line under the gold manager, this will not be part of the calculation for yourself. So yes, this is how the how is the fourth plan calculated for those who reach gold manager and higher. The last position that I'd like to show you is double silver manager. This is someone who doesn't have a good width but has a good depth. It means that he has two strong lines who have reached the position of silver manager, but he doesn't have a third line which would be at least at 17% and would make him a gold manager. And because he's reached the maximum in the first plan, and he's got two strong lines who have also reached the maximum, he gets nothing from these two lines in the first plan. So this is why this position is part of the fourth plan, because he'll get 2% from the turnover of these two silver lines. And the goal at this position should be to reach the gold manager and as soon as possible to work on the width, which is very important in any moment, in any situation. And the last thing that I want to say is that if there would be a gold manager inside of one of these lines, then they wouldn't be calculated, or the 2% wouldn't be calculated from them. So this is the whole ESSENS marketing plan. Maybe it was a lot of information for you right now to absorb, but I hope that it was helpful. What you really have to focus right now is to understand the first marketing plan and how it works, because every member has to go through it, and also because the most of the commission is paid there. And probably a lot of you still have time to think about the second, third, and the fourth. What you just have to know right now, that you have to focus on your width, have as many lines as possible that are active, that have a turnover, and yes, then the success is gonna come, and I'm looking forward to see it. So if you have any questions right now, you can type them in the chat. I'll try to give you a good reply. And yeah, I hope that you liked it. Thank you for the nice words. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Luis. Yes, since I see that Luis is talking about Prague and about the kickoff. So yeah, I would like to finish this evening tonight with you. I'd like to invite you to the kickoff event that we're gonna have in January in Prague. It's gonna be, I think, the first big international big international event that we had, at least at this level. We're gonna have more than 1,000 participants from all over the world. We expect a very good participation also from the UK. So I'm looking forward to meet all of you personally. And yeah, we have invited some very inspirational speakers that will speak throughout these 2 days. We'll show you some projects that we have been working on and some changes that are gonna come in the next months. So it's really something that you shouldn't how to say, yeah, you just should be there, because I think that you're really gonna enjoy it, the atmosphere, and everything that will go together with it. So we are now doing our best in order to prepare it, because it's almost behind the corner. The event is gonna start in 50 days. So really take the look on the website, speak with your upline, try to organize together with them how to get there. You can also use the packages that we have prepared and which are on the website. And yes, so I'd like to play you the video right now from this event. So please take a look. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you there in person. Have a nice evening. Thank you all for coming to this webinar, and see you in Prague.